Hey YouTube, what's going on? Brother John here, and welcome to my channel. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to give just a simple example that anybody can understand when it comes to the differences of religion and I would say spirituality, or the difference between religions and the belief that I come from, and that many of you who watch this channel do come from. We go through life with certain presuppositions, and with those presuppositions is how we're going to see people, and we're going to see the world and everything else, and then we act accordingly, judge accordingly, etc. The title of this video is The Blackboard of Belief, and to me this is the simplest way I can try to explain the differences. Now, coming from the Christian faith, and I'm sure a lot of other religions come from the same presupposition, I want you to imagine for a moment a blackboard. Okay? Now, according to the Christian belief, every person is born into this world with original sin. Yep. They are a blackboard, and they come into this world with sin. They are inherently murderers. They inherently steal. They are inherently adulterers. They covet. They're lawbreakers. They're liars. Sex, immoral sex, greed, etc. According to Christianity and many religions, one comes into the world with this already on their soul, their spirit, and they are in need of a Savior. This is what the belief is. I find it funny, though, that when everybody sees a little baby and they say, "Oh, how cute they are," and everything, right? "Oh, how precious." How innocent, they'll even say, even Christians. But they dare not look at a baby, right? For the most part, they don't look at a baby when it's born and say, "Oh, look at that poor, evil, sin-stained baby. I hope one day they get saved." Well, some probably do say that, but they're not looking at the baby in the eyes of what their belief really is. So that's their presupposition of the world, that everybody is a sinner in need of a Savior. The blackboard is already full. The blackboard of their soul is already scarred with this stuff. Now, I come from a totally different angle nowadays, as you all already know. Okay? So as people think that they are born with sin and need a Savior to wipe away these sins, right? This is what Jesus is supposed to do. Wipe you clean so you can be, white as snow, so you can be acceptable in God's eyes. I don't see that. I see every baby born like this. A clean slate. Innocent. Precious. And as that baby grows up, in certain kinds of families and goes to school and goes to churches and deals with the government, that's when things start to take place. Now, this ain't writing so much, but they start to uh, hate people, lie, steal, murder, because they get corrupted about things that are going around, right? They see the news, they're taught certain things, indoctrinated, whatever not. They watch too much TV, and this thing gets all full. And I think that makes a big difference on how somebody will live their life with these presuppositions. Some people, they don't believe anything for a while. They get grown up in a lot of bad things. I just was talking to a woman, and she was telling me how she became a Christian and how she was this dirty, rotten sinner, despite that she had things done to her that were no fault of hers. Her parents were alcoholics. She was abused. And yet and then her brother would talk to her about Jesus, and she was viewing herself as the sinner. When I was a Christian, I was always worried about what I was thinking, what I was doing. Someone out there was like, with a video camera on me 24/7 and able to read my mind. And walking around feeling guilty. Despite, yeah, I know Jesus, He died for my sins and everything else, but every little thought and everything, it was like someone following you around all the time. Nagging you, But if we come with the presupposition that we are valuable human beings, inherently good and not inherently evil, that we are creations by our Creator and Source with awesome potential, right? See ourselves as good, awesome, loving people, that we have gifts and talents that we all inherently have, and we do, that needs to be shared with the world to bring fulfillment to our lives. I think we see people a little bit differently. I'm not here to deny wrongdoing in any sense, and people need to be accountable for their wrongdoing. That's for the benefit of the victims and the benefit for society. If you can't have, lawlessness. Of course not. You need some kind of order. But I think the way we see ourselves, especially in the eyes of the Source and Creator, will definitely affect the way we will live our lives and see other people. No doubt, there is good and bad in all of us. And for those who don't want to hear it, that's the dichotomy of the world. You can't have up without down. You can't have left without right. You can't have black without white. They both must exist for each one to exist. This is represented in the concept of yin and yang, the Tao. Christians would like to believe that God is all good, and there's this other creator, Satan. But the world tells us differently. Everything is comprised of good and evil, if you want to call it evil so much. One cannot exist without the other. We can't have progress unless we have trials, adversities, This is what allows us to grow, to seek solutions, to overcome. That's how progress happens. This is how change happens. It's throughout the whole natural world. And if that's the creation, and the creation is a image of what the creator is, then we have to come to the fact that the creator is that dichotomy. So, I thought that was a great, I think it's a very simple illustration. I hope that many more out there will see themselves when they're born and see babies when they're born. It's a clean slate. And you as a parent and society have a choice to make. What are you going to impress upon that child? What are you going to impress upon the world? How are you going to see the world? Thanks for watching, everybody, and namaste.